Hey y'all,
I'm John.
and I'm Kim. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Magnolia Peach Tea Podcast, where we share real life stories to help you navigate life's ups and downs.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for updates.
Now let's get to the tea. Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of Magnolia Peach Tea Podcast.
Yes.
This is a special episode called 2 Cents.
This is where we give our 2 cents about real life scenarios.
So thanks for writing in and thanks for joining us on today.
All right. This is our first email that we received from one of our listeners. We'll read the email and then we'll kind of get into the discussion and give her our 2 cents. It says, Dear Magnolia Peach Tea,
Hi, I'm a single mother struggling to raise my son with very minimal assistance from his father. His father is married and has made no effort to support my son emotionally or financially. I have started the process for child support. However, I have hit a roadblock. I have an opportunity to relocate to another part of the state where I can have family support and a better employment opportunity. The problem is that if I try to get child support from the sperm donor, it would also establish custody and visitation rights, and I would be required to live within a moderate distance from my son's father. I feel like I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. My son's father has made it clear that while he makes almost 6 figures, his responsibility lies with providing for his wife and their 6 kids, 2 of which are not biologically his. If I don't relocate, my current job pays about $40,000 a year. However, in this new area, I can make upwards of $60,000 per year. I want nothing but the best for my son, and I'm prepared to do it alone. Am I wrong? Should I stay and force his father to be a part of his life via court-ordered child support and visitation? Or should I relocate and do the best that I can for my son?
thoughts? 2 cents.
Well, my 2 cents. My 2 cents are, first of all, I'm sorry that you're in this predicament. I'm sorry you're in this situation. And I wish that y'all could work it out and co-parent, because I think co-parenting is a wonderful benefit for the parents.
And the child.
Yeah, for the parents to be able to, have lives, and also for the child to have both of the parents in their lives. But I understand, being caught between a rock and a hard place. Okay, so you have the opportunity to move and make more money, but then you also would end up having to move away from your child's, as you call it, sperm donor,
and give up any child support that he would possibly be ordered to pay, because
I think to benefit the child, I think the financial support from the father is probably best. And also having the father in close proximity to the child is best. I wouldn't want, for you to take the child away from the father.
And his sibling. Siblings.
Yeah, that's kind of hard, and I mean, I know that would be a good, growth opportunity for you financially, in your career. But I think the bigger picture is considering your child in this.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. I think, and I understand, she made a point to make us aware that he was married. So apparently this is a, infidelity type relationship, where unfortunately, there's a child now involved. But hopefully I am not an advocate for a court dictating responsibility.
Yeah, because sometimes the court don't get it right.
Exactly.
I mean, they don't, if they're calculating the child's needs, these kids are expensive. I don't have kids, but I have a nephew, and these kids are expensive. They're not cheap.
Right.
So, the court may order, 2, 3, however many $100, I guess, based upon your income. But, after you consider food, shelter, extracurricular activities, after school expenses, school, if you're sending your child to a private school, that can kind of add up. That adds up.
And hopefully, you and your son's father can get to a place where you guys can agree on a set amount financial support as well as a visitation schedule, even though you'll be living some, apparently from what she said, further away from the dad, even though he's made no attempt, sometimes people come around, and he may come around, but if you guys can get to a point where you can say, okay, this is our son that is a result of our actions. We have to take responsibility of it. I have an opportunity, because she also made a point to say that she had family support, which means that maybe where she is with the dad, closer to the dad, there's no family support. Yeah. And maybe if it's only him and he's already made it clear that his responsibility lies with his wife and their 6 kids, she may not have that emotional support, So
then that might make it difficult for him or for them to come to a mutual agreement without the court system.
That is true too. Hopefully, but I can, even though I don't have kids, but as someone who doesn't have kids, I understand $20,000 more a year is significant. Yeah. It's very significant, especially when you have a kid involved. It's you and your child. I definitely can understand that. And to your point, if she stays where she is, making the $20,000 less than she could potentially make, and then get $200-$300 in child support, that's still not equating the $20,000 that she's leaving on the table. Yeah, it's a hard situation, but hopefully, not having the courts involved might be the best thing.
Yeah, but that's to get him to buy in.
Exactly.
Which is going to be the hard part.
I think that's the hard part.
I think he sees that, okay, I'm no longer with her, and he doesn't see, this child as a responsibility, which is terrible because, like Mama said, you laid in it, you laid down and made it, you got to take care of it.
And I hate to say this, but is it him or is it the wife?
True. You never know what's going on.
Right. So sometimes, in those situations, I feel where there's been some infidelity, but as a result, there's a child that we both have to be responsible for. And if I'm single and you're married, let's all 3 sit together, because I have to be comfortable with you
taking care of my child.
Right. Because if my son has visitation with his dad who is married to you, I need to be comfortable with you.
True.
So we have to have some sort of quote unquote relationship. We don't have to like each other.
But I need to know you.
I need to know you, and I need to know that when my child is in your presence, he will be taken care of. So maybe it's a conversation of the 3 of them, so that wifey can see
I'm not a threat.
Right. We did what we did. That's done and over with. Congratulations. I don't know how long they've been married. Good luck on your marriage. I'm not trying to take anything from your 6 kids. However,
I just want you
he has 7 kids.
Yeah. Take responsibility.
Exactly.
For this one.
So it might be, you may have to kind of quote unquote put the big girl panties on and have that conversation with husband and wife regarding this child and how we move forward. And hopefully it's not something, you can get something set where it's not court ordered. So you can still take those opportunities further away to make a better life for you and your son. And dad may see that, you may have to tell him, say, look, if you let me move and still help support your child, that $300-$400 that you might be paying to child support may only be $200-$300 because I'm making more money over here.
Yeah, I can put more towards helping out to take care of the child. Yeah.
Right. So that would be my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Have a conversation, a sit down conversation with his dad and his dad's wife.
That's good.
And let's come up with something that will be beneficial to all 4 of us, because it has to be beneficial for the child too.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he has siblings that he needs to get to know. He has a stepmom.
Yeah, because you don't want to make him feel, I mean, if he has 6 siblings and he's out there by himself and not part of that big family, you have to only imagine what he's thinking.
Right.
Right. Like, he's not wanted. Dad doesn't want me. Dad takes care
Those
of
other
the other
kids.
kids, or, you know, has a relationship with the other kids. And you definitely don't want that to come back to bite you. So, you know, I mean, Mom, do whatever you can to make sure that he does have a relationship with Dad, because I think it could kind of backfire on Dad in the long run.
Right. And then also for Mom, if Dad and stepmom don't buy into it, you tried.
Yeah.
You tried. You pack it up. You move to this other place where you have family, sounded like family support, and this better employment opportunity. And you do what a lot of women do. You make it happen.
Yeah.
But
Make it
and
happen.
knowing that you tried.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, you know, good luck to you.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully you guys can work that out and it's beneficial and you can raise a happy, healthy son, either with or without his dad.
Yeah. Good luck to you.
Yes.
So something else I wanted to give 2 cents on was the cheesecake date lady.
Yes. Let's
talk about her. So if you guys are familiar, I'm sure you probably saw this on social media. The young lady, I think that they were in Atlanta and she was going on a date.
First date.
With this gentleman, and she videoed being taken to the Cheesecake Factory, and she let on how she didn't feel that it was appropriate that she be taken to the Cheesecake Factory on the first date, that it was not her type of environment, that she was much classier than that and deserved to be taken to a place much richer than the Cheesecake Factory. And I say richer, I guess maybe upper class or better quality, or she just felt like the Cheesecake Factory was beneath her. Take me to the Cheesecake Factory. I'd like a turtle cheesecake, please. So yeah, so let's talk about that. Let's give our 2 cents on that. So from what I understand, so Miss Lady, this was their first date. And I don't know the whole backstory.
Let me tell you.
Please do.
I watched several videos.
Go right ahead.
So this was their first date. He went to pick her up. He had to wait in the car because, of course, it was their first date. So she did not feel comfortable with him coming up to her apartment.
Understood.
So he waited in the parking lot.
Okay.
He waited over an hour for her to come down.
No, ma'am.
Over an hour for her to come down.
So, okay, wait, he was early.
It was an early date. So originally his plan was to take her to Aria.
Okay.
You know, Aria is one of the 5-star restaurants downtown Atlanta. Reservation only.
She wasn't dressed for 5-star that I saw in the video.
I thought she was very appropriately dressed for cheesecake. But anywho.
Okay, go ahead.
And so, you know, these 5-star restaurants are reservations only.
Understood.
So he waited an hour. Their reservation, she came down at the time they were supposed to be at the restaurant, at the Aria. So the reservation was canceled, of course, because that establishment does not hold any reservations. And that establishment, you cannot stand around and wait for a table.
Correct.
Okay. So he took her to what he thought was an appropriate place, alternative place, the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay.
He pulled up.
Because that's the energy, obviously, she was given. Cheesecake Factory.
She was late.
An hour late. Okay.
And he pulls up, and I guess that's when she started recording. She was, I don't know if she was live or she just recorded it. And he walked around the car to open the door for her, and she refused to get out of the car.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I saw it at. So I wasn't sure of the entire backstory of, you know, how they got to the Cheesecake Factory. I just saw her attitude when they were at the Cheesecake Factory, and she was just, you know, a little, I'm too good to be here. I don't know why you brought me here.
Right.
And so he said, not a problem.
I'll take you home. Exactly.
It's not a problem.
Exactly.
My car can go in reverse too.
Yeah, and he gave her a lot of conversation because honestly, I would have been like, "You're not getting out of the car? Not a problem." I would have got in. We would have had no conversation, and I would have been like, "Okay, let me drop you back at this apartment."
Oh, I would have ate. Honey, I would have ate. You can sit here if you want to.
Exactly.
I'm going to go in here and eat.
Yeah, I'll see you when I come back.
When I come back, I'll take you home.
Yeah, when I come back with my cheesecake to go.
Now that's rude. You see, this is the problem. So this is what I don't understand. And from what I hear, you guys talk about, the whole dating scene here. Mm-hmm. If you're running into things like this,
look in the mirror.
Come on.
You are an hour late. First of all, for me, if somebody's taking me out on a first date, first of all, I want to know where we're going. I want to know what you're planning because I want to know, number one, absolutely hate when people are not dressed appropriately for the location.
Correct.
So I would want to know, hey, where we're going, where you taking me, so that I would know that, hey, I can't be late because I've done my research. Because even if it's a place where I've never been,
I'm gonna look it up.
First of all, I gotta look at the menu because I'm
indecisive. I'm gonna look at
So I'm gonna look to see, and I'm gonna see what their guidelines, requirements are, so I know I can't be late.
Yeah. So obviously she didn't know. Maybe she didn't know about the whole Aria thing. She couldn't have.
She didn't. I don't think she knew about the Aria, but to me, just from her speaking, she did some interviews afterwards where she said that that was just beneath her. The Cheesecake Factory was beneath her.
Thanks for joining us on today.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. We want to hear from you.
So please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tune in for the next episode of Magnolia Peach Tea Podcast.